Hello, I'm just going to go have a wee. I've got a bucket of tea here and I just need a quick wee. Now I'm ready. Come on, Jippy. Lie down, oh my God, that dog's so needy.
I still pulled a card, even though we're not in circle. And mine's all about like maintaining body rituals and like it says, give yourself a massage and take a bath. And I was like,
Nice, yeah, surrender, B. Surrender into the self-care. It's so funny, isn't it? I find it really funny that, often we forget, I just forget to do it, or I get out of it and I think I haven't got time and
I was doing so good, and then traveling always screws it up because there's so much of your rituals you can't really take on the road.
yeah, that's it, isn't it? Yeah, and then once you drop a few, you soon, you can soon get
Yeah.
can't you? Yeah, I know. Well, actually, it sounds like Michael might be coming home in a few days, so
Oh.
we can go to Turkey. We were going to have to move our holiday. I've had to move it once with the court case.
Yeah.
And I thought we were going to have to move it again.
Where you said Turkey?
Yeah, we're going to Antalya.
Oh, Russia.
Really nice. Yeah,
I worked in Istanbul for about a month, so I went out to Cappadocia and it was beautiful.
yeah.
Always curious where people are going.
Yeah, no, I really like this place where we go. It's lovely.
Very cool.
And they do gorgeous Turkish baths and
God, I miss a hammam.
so ready for that.
I struggle with getting massages because I don't like people touching me, but for some reason, letting usually some very old woman beat the shit out of me with a bird.
It works, doesn't it?
That's great.
Absolutely. Well, I'm supposed to be going to Glastonbury on Wednesday
Mm.
for Samhain, but I've cancelled it because I
Oh,
didn't know what was going on. Anyway,
yeah.
saved me about 500 quid.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's easily saved me about 500 quid.
Yeah.
So, yeah, all good. Did you have a nice lunch?
Yeah, my husband was on his break as well, so we sat down and played cards for a little bit. Oh, I just realized the reason I can't hear is because I don't have my headphones in.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Yeah, now I can hear what's going on.
Yeah, have you had a nice lunch, Jules? What you had?
Oh yeah, lovely. I've had some carrot and coriander soup, so root vegetable,
Oh,
coriander,
I'm gonna have that for my
warming.
tea, actually. Yeah, I've got
Oh,
yeah,
it's really lovely. Yeah, really lovely. So the right sort of food.
perfect. Yeah. Hi, Kate.
Definitely. Hi, Kate.
She's in
hi, Kate.
Nice to see you.
again.
I like that it's Kate and Luna.
Kate and Luna.
Yeah.
Luna.
Oh,
Oh,
Luna.
my goodness. Look at you.
Luna!
What
Oh,
a
yeah.
sweetheart.
Oh my God,
Luna!
Ed. Look at
Oh,
you.
she's gorgeous.
Oh, I love the red labs.
Oh.
Mine was not so nice. Well, Jeep didn't like him anyway. Jeep's
Oh.
just sat pining for his red lab down the road who's in season now. So he sat, I was at lunchtime, he's like, he just wants to go down there and see her.
He's not had the snip then? He's entire.
I think he might be getting it shortly.
I was going to say, you could have some nice nice little cross puppy there.
Yeah, that would be a good pup.
Yeah, no, definitely not. You all
I'm
right,
so
Kate?
glad that I'm so glad we got Juno spayed, because she was like, well, as you'd expect, a bitch on heat. You know, there was sort of like, just get me to any male dog, anything will do, anything will do.
Yeah, I
In
was
the
gonna
absence
say,
of that, your leg will do.
she
You know, the
teases
chair leg
him.
will do, the table
Yeah.
leg, whatever's around, really.
She teases him like mad as well. She's a bugger.
Mm.
And yeah, he did actually get out last time and ended up down there. Didn't do anything major, like, but that set him off for sure. So I think I'm gonna have to be, yeah. I'm sort of debating getting him done at the moment.
It's been fixed since before I got him. And I was fostering a female kitten at one point, and she went into heat, and he had zero interest. Like, he doesn't like other cats anyway. So he's just like, absolutely not. But she just kept trying to back into it. Like, she was like, whatever the reverse of the humping is. It was very funny.
Yeah, they're so sneaky, these women.
And he was just like, get off of me, you noisy creature.
They're not fussy, are they? They'll just take anything.
Yeah, anything will do. Yeah.
Anything, animal, vegetable, or mineral, doesn't matter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Like my husband after a few weeks if I ignore him.
Oh, bless him. How is he?
He's pretty good, actually. Yeah, he's pretty good. Yeah, doing well, enjoying life.
I'm just seeing in the group, so I sent Sue some flowers from us all.
Oh, that's nice.
I just saw that. Lovely.
Yeah.
Have you had any news, Andrea? Do we know anything, or
haven't had any news?
No change.
I talked to her. Yeah.
I heard she's still hanging in there, is she?
Yeah. It's been a couple days since I spoke with her, but she said that it's not looking great, but she's still hanging on. So
yeah, she's young, isn't she? Her body's young, so I think it can take a little while, can't it?
Poor thing.
Bless her. Yeah, so sad. Gorgeous. Is everyone in house? Are we all in? Nice, gorgeous. So we're gonna go into practice. I'm gonna get Kate to share, see how she's been in a fire elemental. And then I want to break down the Sacred Heart sequence for you to play with and see how you like it. It is another nice sequence, but again, we'll do it a few times through so you get it, because I don't think I've got it written down. I'm not sure I might have it written down in the. I'm not sure if it's written. I'll have a look. I'm not sure if it's actually written down or if it is just videoed. So it is it's inspired by one of the Drew sequences. So it is very nice, and it kind of unlocks the key to the heart. So it is quite a nice practice to kind of bring us up into this lovely energy of heart. So yeah, Kate, do we need
sorry, yeah.
Do you need a bit of grounding, everyone, or do you want to use a bit of? No, you're all right. Yeah, good. Yeah, see, look at you, it's all working. The work is doing its work. Amazing. Yeah, Kate, tell us about how have you been this last few weeks?
It feels like it's gone really, really quickly, and it's just been a blink of an eye since we last saw each other, but I don't really feel like anything's changed. I still feel very fiery. I found that it's the darkness feels like it's coming really quickly.
Yeah.
And I think that that's been something I've struggled to get used to.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get used to that a little bit more. But other than that, nothing's different. I haven't really got anything to share because I'm just the same, if that makes
Great.
sense.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, just
Not driving buses again, no?
no, still being a nurse. And
Brilliant.
no driving buses. And just plodding. I'm just plodding, really, I have to say. I've
Fab.
entered into a bread baking era, which means
Ooh.
that we're all full of bread. But
That'll be why you're plodding along. Full of
all
carbs.
very full of bread. But that's it, really. Yeah, just tired. I've found like the change in the darkness quite tiring.
I think we've all kind of felt that.
Yeah. So just trying to adjust with that, really. And just the usual chaos that is life, you know.
Sorry, Kate. Debbie's sharing at this side, saying that you've got a real story about the buses. We don't know. We don't.
Oh,
We
no,
weren't,
yeah.
we weren't
Tell
part
the
of
yeah.
story
the
about the buses
conversation.
because Bev and Jules
We weren't here.
and Joy weren't there. Yeah, tell him about the buses.
Oh, yeah.
I relate it.
I did like 3 days and took a wing mirror out on a bus stop. And then nearly took out 5 old ladies. It was the shopping. And scraped the back corner of a bus on a roundabout. And then they just kept saying, "You're 6 minutes late, you're 7 minutes late, you're 11 minutes late." And in the end, I know. And in the end, I just thought, I can't do this. I just felt like I'd gone from one stressful situation to another. But I loved
Yeah.
driving the double decker. And I said to Nick, we should get a double decker camper van. But it turns out that that's probably really difficult to repair if anything goes wrong.
Yeah.
So now I've got a bus driver's license, but no bus.
Oh,
But I've happily gone back to nursing and I've really enjoyed it. I've gone back on the nurse bank, so I'm just like doing 3 or 4 7 till 1s a week. And
yeah.
I'm really enjoying it. And I've gone back into
Yeah.
oncology and haematology, and I really love it down there. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
I
worked
really,
out for you in the end, so that's the main thing.
yeah,
isn't
yeah,
it?
exactly.
And you've got a
yeah.
really funny story to tell forever
know.
now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You've never
Well,
had that before.
I went to do my volunteering at at the RSPB the other week, and he was like, "I just need some help, but I need someone that can drive a tractor." And I was like, "I'll give it a go."
No, that could be your vehicle. Never mind buses. It's you definitely a tractor girl.
Exactly, I can drive a tractor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So yeah. So that's a big change, but like a full circle. But I'm glad I did it. I had like
Yeah,
I feel a sense of achievement from being able to drive a
Absolutely.
bus.
I would.
Yeah.
That's
And just stepping out of my comfort zone, I feel like quite proud of myself for doing that.
Good for you.
Yeah, trying not to see it as a failure of not doing something, just like a little part of a journey. And I've gone back to being a nurse again, and it's much
Fabulous.
nicer.
absolutely. That's amazing. Actually, I was just thinking, one of the ladies in the last training, she had her pilot license.
Oh, really? Wow.
Sick of doing it because her husband did it. She thought she'd just do it.
Oh, brilliant. But we
So,
can, can't we? We can
Yeah.
now. We can do those things we want to do. So, yeah.
Amazing. Great stuff. Good to know.
Fantastic.
All right, so I'll just I'm going to go through just a couple of other little bits before we move in, just to let your dinner go down before we start moving. Great to know everybody's okay. Like I said, I've just if you didn't see, I think Sue has just put a messaging group to say she's got her flowers, so she's with us in circle and just holding her over this weekend. So we covered a little bit this morning on the air element and a little bit into the winter transitions. And again, you're probably feeling it anyway, that, again, we want to be a bit slower, and a bit more cozy, and I've actually quite enjoyed this bit because I'm not a fan of autumn really, but I've actually quite enjoyed getting a bit cozied up and getting the candles lit and stuff, and it's been quite nice to do that. I think the thing with again the feminine and living with the seasons is the ability to allow ourselves to, rather than making the I feel tired wrong or bad, to know that it is, our bodies are just adjusting to the shift on the wind, the shift in the season. So obviously we can't just go into a cave as much as we'd love to, probably sometimes just disappear. But we can also look at how much output we're giving, and where can we, either add those extra practices that help to nurture us and slow us down, or actually reduce the amount of output that we're actually giving. And that can happen on a conscious level. It doesn't have to happen just because we intend it. That maybe if we're teaching, we offer maybe more yin style classes through this season, because really what we want to be doing as teachers is inspiring our students to do it as well, don't we? We want to be passing that information, because I know from my own journey, I used to feel like there was something wrong with me because I was feeling tired all the time. When we got into autumn, I was like, what's wrong with me? Why have I not got the energy? Why am I feeling so tired? Why don't I want to get up? Why am I not been able to get up early? When actually, if we again lean back into this idea of surrender, we know that our body's intelligence is like way superior to our little head. So we know that is part of what we need to do. So maybe we do put the alarm clock on another hour or half hour or whatever. We just get that bit of extra time, and if we do that again, then often what we then also, again, the personal development work is around guilt over resting, feeling guilty that we're taking extra time to rest, if that's something that comes up, which is quite common, that, oh, I'm being lazy, or I'm not achieving anything, or I should be achieving something, or I should be this, I should be that, I should be this, and as we should ourselves, with the should. Has anybody watched Home, that cartoon Home? If you've got grandkids, you might have done. And there's a should stick. One of the little men, he knocks them on the head with a should stick or something. And it always reminds me of that, like hitting yourself on the head with a should stick. So the more we slow down and relax back, I think the more then we can let the intelligence of the body, the intelligence of the elements, the intelligence of the greater, the cosmic energy, to actually show us, and again we start to, with the feminine, feel our way into what we need. I think that if you've lost it a bit in summer, which can happen, we can really start to tap into the moon more as we go into winter, because we can see it more clearer because we've got darker skies, and we can start to really tap into those moon cycles again. So you might want to look back over your water element again, and especially the moon part in your book, and again working with that cyclical energy. I think we can get away with it in the summer. We can kind of get away with working more and longer, and maybe not doing the new moon stuff, and we can get away with that a bit more in the summer, I think. But I think as we're transitioning down into winter, I think it will support us a lot better to get through winter if we if we do. The other thing also, which I don't know if we did, and I'm not sure if we did do Tratak, I can't remember, we maybe didn't do it, but the Tratak, the candle gazing, is very good to do now for winter as well, because that helps again the brain to it's actually said in the tradition that it is actually as effective as a light box. So you know, if you're doing your massage, again, you might want to just bring a little ritual in where you light the candle, get your oil warm in, and you know, couple that up so you're doing two in one kind of thing. And you know, you can gaze into your flame a bit, do your massage a bit, you know, so you're kind of bringing it together a little bit. I think that'd be really nice. So as we move into Vata dosha, we know that the qualities of Vata are dry. It shows up as popping and cracking in the joints as well. So you'll know if your body's, you know, if you've got Vata seated in the body, often by the joints. But it's also situated in the colon. So if you have, you know, often Vata, when Vata's deranged, it can often look like constipation, bloating, gassy belly, you know, IBS. Again, if we look at the nature of Vata, it's variable, it's unpredictable, variable, it's movement. So, you know, you might have your tummy might be okay one day and then the next day it's not. And, you know, so this is kind of like, this is Vata derangement. Now, again, we don't want to make it bad or wrong. It's just awareness. So just having that awareness is, you know, how is, as we go through this season, if you are already, you know, you're already air, you're already Vata, you're going to need to tend a bit this season because your Vata is the quickest one to go out of balance because it's air, it's movement. So if you're already air, you are definitely going to be wanting to look at a Vata diet, you know, Vata pacifying diet, some more of the earth stuff, nothing cold, no salads, everything warm, soothing, you know, warming spices, you know, your lovely cinnamon teas and things like that, really nice to soothe Vata. You're warming, you know, maybe warm oats with cinnamon stewed apples, things like that's really lovely to really calm Vata. And things like vanilla as well. I think adding vanilla to things is very like it comforts this Vata dosha. So we want to be really, I know Joy will hate me for saying this, but cold water is not good for Vata. Very aggravating now, very, very aggravating now. So if you are, and Kate probably as well, if you are still dipping, I would, of course, I won't tell you what to do, but you definitely would be having a full wetsuit on from head to foot. Jules.
I was just going to ask because I've just started having saunas again, followed by cold dips, and I'm actually finding them really helpful. But I just wondered if the fact that you're getting quite hot and then kind of
Yeah.
shutting yourself back down, whether that's to be avoided.
I think the thing is that it depends. It depends. If you're feeling okay with it and it feels okay, then obviously do it. I think the thing is I think the heat is good, maybe to, you know, you're getting the cold exposure in the heat. But it would be more of how your nervous system feels. So my teacher would say to me, I wouldn't do it because it shocks the nervous system. But equally, it gives you also the relaxation response, doesn't it? After it depends. It depends. So it is. And certainly if you are doing it, making absolutely sure you've got hot drinks and, you know, you're getting really warmed up properly afterwards. We should know that anyway. So, but it's not recommended really at this now, especially not going into winter. If you're Vata, for sure. Kaffas can get away with it. Not that I'd like to get away with it because I absolutely hate it, like with a passion. But if you are a Kapha and you do like to dip, then you can get away with it, my dears. And probably Pitta as well. If you've got that Pitta energy as well, you probably can get away with it as well. Okay, so again, we want to be looking at aggravation because Vata can get really aggravated really quickly. It can get really impatient. Chrissy just showed that today already. it's that impatient energy. I wanna, it's that, I want it, I'm gonna grab it all over, here, there, everywhere, I want it all, that's Vata. So again, it's like starting to drop down and in to start really grounding it. Amazing energy, but it also needs a little tethering as well. And tethering comes, of course, through structure, doing the same thing each day. That's what tethers Vata. So the thing is also what I've just noticed, and it's just been quite interesting, is because I notice this when Vata comes in, I can get a bit like, oh God, I got all creative and I want to do all this stuff and and doing all this stuff. And then I ended up having last weekend where I thought, no, I'm actually going to just be really still. And actually, what I thought I needed, which was all this dit, when I got actually slowed down and got still, what I needed to do was pull off and actually reduce. It was never about doing more, it was actually about doing less. So if you are getting them tendencies to want to do more, I definitely have a couple of slow days and really, really ground it in. Is this really what I need? Or is this what my mind thinks I need to distract me from the thing I need to fucking sit and stay with? Which is usually the busyness. So just that's just been something that I have really just got myself the other day. And it was funny because I messaged my friend and I said, actually, I think I'm going to stop doing this and I'm going to stop doing that and I'm going to stop. She goes, there you go, see what a little slow day does for you. And actually what happened was, in the moment, I thought, yeah, I'm going to drop that and that. I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to stop doing this and stop doing that. And actually, once I kind of let it all go, it created space for me to then rebuild it in a little bit of a different format that actually then did work. So it was just interesting how that worked. So yeah, structure, slower, especially if you've Vata dosha, really, you can definitely do to stay in bed a bit longer if you can on a morning, have those slow cozy mornings. Yeah. I think Kaffers don't really get away with that quite as much, but you Vata girls can stay in bed, have cozies. And then, oh, the other thing at this time of year, which is really nice, is having a clear out if you haven't done it already. Because as the winds are flowing through, we have the spring clean, don't we? Well, autumn's similar. So if you were to have a little feel into, and I like to do this with my clothes and stuff, into the woman that you're becoming, go to your wardrobe, have a little look in your wardrobe. Does this suit the woman I'm becoming? If not, charity shop. Does this, so again, if you've had like Kate, for example, you've had a job, or if you've been in corporate, or that sometimes people hang on to them clothes that maybe they're never going to wear, probably ever. Joy, have you got a wardrobe full of them? No.
No, not now. We
Yeah.
don't. No.
So yeah,
But
so
it's what Jules and I, when we were supposed to be moving, we were talking about this.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were talking about this, and I was saying that I've had a massive declutter and got rid of all my meetings clothes
Nice. Yeah, stuff you
that don't belong in my life anymore. But they're all in really good condition, so I've just donated them to charity, and somebody else will get, some.
The beauty of charity shops, hey, for us hoarders that don't want to get rid of stuff, because they're so great, because they're going to go to a good cause. The other thing that I would also look at, I've done an email on this month, is your kitchen cupboards. So just having a check for your kitchen cupboards and look at like stuff that's out of date. I mean, I have spices in there that's like run out. I think I pulled 2 things out the other day. It was like 2020 or something. Like, it's so old. So clearing out and old spices and stuff. And also maybe if you're wanting to sort of shift your food, you're wanting to warm up your spices and stuff like that, you might want to add or get a nice little spice rack or whatever. maybe I've just actually gone on to Mindful Chef, which is it's a little bit more expensive, I think, than what's it called? Gusto, but it's a lot of it's organic and gluten free. So I've gone onto that and I'm quite happy with it. It's been really nice just to get a bit more organized because my food in Vata this season, my food tends to go a bit off and a bit out. So I like to have that knowing on Monday there's a box coming. I know there's what we're having on what day, and it gives me that idea of structure. So I don't know if that is doable for any of you, but it is. I've actually found it really, really useful for me to make sure I'm nourishing myself. Kate, you could start up doing that, Kate, making nice food.
I'm on Nick's work laptop and it's just so alien to me anyway, but then add something in, I don't know, it just takes me a minute. One of my favourite things to do is potter in the kitchen at this time of year. You know, like
Yeah.
making soups and obviously bread, and just like really warming nice things. I made a lovely curry with like chickpeas and spinach and potatoes. And then I took it for my lunch the next day when I was out doing the voluntary stuff outdoors and sat with this lovely little warm pot of curry. And it just reminds you, that's just like if someone says like, what are you doing on your day off? I'll be like, I'm pottering in my kitchen. But in order to do that and like feel really grounded and like have my feet feeling like all of the soles of my feet are touching the floor while I'm stood in the kitchen, I do have to do the yoga first because otherwise it'd be like, I'd be like, yeah, doing 15 things in the kitchen. Whereas if I do my yoga and ground the Vata,
Yeah.
I like love the smell of the cumin and the coriander and all the cinnamon and all that at this time of year. It makes you feel cozy. And I've got like the pumpkins and a few little Halloween decks to try and transition into this time of year. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so nice. Yeah. And I have made soup. I have been completely lazy, but I have made soup. I'm not really a foodie though. And I think, this idea of this svasta and, getting to know more of who you are. I aren't a big food, like I like food, but I don't like I'm not very inspired by making food really. So for me, doing a bit of, a bit of pre-prepared stuff, a bit of my own stuff and blending it all, it's actually working really well. So yeah, it's been really good. Plus the fact Michael's obviously in hospital, so I've been just doing it for myself for the last 3 weeks, which means I'll probably just live on I don't know, soup or something. So which isn't a bad thing either. So yeah, so we're looking at opposites. Obviously summer we've got the fullness of the long days, usually extra energy, and then we've got this pulling down and in. And when we're in air element, I find, like I say, it's quite a trickster is air element, because what I find at this time of year, and the moon cycle as well, is that often I get like a second wind at this time of year, like, oh, I can create something else, and oh, I can do something else, and oh, I can just add this, and oh, I can just do that. And yeah, if you do that, then as we dive a bit deeper down into it, we're going to go, fucking hell, I wish I hadn't. I wish I didn't, because actually it's dark and it's cold, and actually I don't want to go out and I don't want to do more. So I find that every moon cycle and also the season, there is a tendency to go, yes, 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 and then go, shit, no, 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 no. So just being aware of that, that can sometimes happen as well at this time of year. And I think forewarned is forearmed as well. And when again, you start to notice the tendencies. And I think the thing is also, as teachers, or guides, or whatever you want to use for that, is you've got to manage your own energy well to be able to sustain the business side of it, really, because there's quite a lot of plates spinning when you're running a business, as if you're doing it already, you'll know there's a lot of stuff to do already, which perfectly works really well with Vata doshas, because there's all them different things. My ADHD loves it, because there's all these different aspects of all these different things that you've got to do, but also you've got to be really careful on the burnout side of it as well. So I was just saying, I know that this month we're going to be working with, or this element is kind of hearty, I would definitely be also looking at grounding as well. So, couple that with maybe some Prithvi Mudra, or maybe an earth sequence every other day or something. So you're just doing that counterbalancing, because it does I mean, I'm earth element, fire element, but and I really, as I was saying earlier, this feeling of being vata, like this, because this anxiety that I've been suffering with is like vata derangement. It's awful. It feels awful to me. So I really feel for you, vata people, because when it's out of balance, it's not pleasant, is it, at all? I know. So yeah. I was going to talk a little bit about. I wanted just to talk a little bit. Has anyone got any questions or anything to add?
No, but I've just got to pop to the loo, Andrea.
Yeah,
Sorry.
go on. Yeah, let's have a quick pee break then. And then if I just wanted to cover something else, I don't know where I've put it now. Oh, here it is. Where's my manual?
Andrea, is this sequence called Sacred Heart Sequence?
Yeah. Is
Okay.
it written down in there, Chrissy? Have you got your book?
Yeah, it's
Is it
it hasn't got individual. Can you see it?
Yeah, I don't think it's got the wording as it. I think though,
No.
I've got a
But-
feeling I might have done it in the next manual, in the new manual. So if I have, I'll send you it. I think I might have written it down for the next manual. I just wanted to find this in this manual, because obviously we haven't got our manuals. So.
It says like begin with mountain pose, then rising lotus mudra,
Oh yeah. Is it written down there? It is written down.
reverse praying hands,
Yeah, that's it.
see your dream ahead, and then it finishes with affirmation.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, perfect. Brilliant. So I'm just gonna when Jules gets back, I'm just gonna go into the values just briefly. There is a lot in your book about energy, and because we're doing 2 elements this time, you will need to do a little bit of reading. And I mean, there's nothing really in this that you have to do for homework as such. So it isn't, you don't have to do anything with it. But I think if you can have a little bit of reading time over the next, this next module, to read up on energy, because I don't think we'll have, like, we've got quite a bit to cover. We'll have some time to cover it, but you might want to go over it as well a bit deeper, in your own practice as well. So in your manual, which you don't have, but you will have, that on page 141, there is this diagram here. And this shows the 5 winds, or the 5 movements of energy in the body, and how energy moves through your body. And when you get your manuals, you'll be able to see that a bit clearer. So we're in a field that obviously we can't see, and we are between earth energy, which energy moves actually in figures of 8, which I quite like this idea. So energy moves in like figures of 8. So it's going to come up through the feet, and it comes up to the heart, and then it expands out and around. So if you were to look at, I think there's an image of it in your book. So it comes in like this, and then it also comes in the head and around like this. So we've got these figure of 8s at the top, figure of 8s at the bottom, and they're kind of centered into the heart space. So we've got the heart in the middle, and these energies that are flowing. And I'm sure Chrissy will have it. It'll be maybe a bit different, I think, in her system, but this is how energy comes in. Now we've got 3 different like sources of energy, so to speak. So we've got food chi, which is food, that which we take in. We've got breath chi, so with our breath. And then we've also got sun chi. So again, sunlight is a source of energy, which is why really we always feel so much better in summer, because we've got a direct connection to that sun energy. And during this time of the year, again, just making sure, because obviously for some of us, we get up and it's dark, and we go to bed and it's dark. And if you are working like for a 9 to 5 person, like Michael, he goes to work in the dark and he comes home in the dark, and it's quite compressive. So making sure as much as possible we can get that direct connection to the sun somehow, whether it is walking the dog out in the sun during the day, and just really connecting out to the sun, and just making sure maybe that you might want to take like a vitamin D supplement as well through the winter, just to make sure that you've got that vitamin D kind of topped up a little bit as well. So the first kind of value that I'm going to cover is, let's have a look at the image. So we'll go with Aparna. So we know that Aparna is, we did the mudra, if you remember this mudra, and this is going to move energy down. So this is where we expel energy out of the body. So we've got Aparna mudra, which directly works with that. So I think we talked about this when we worked with this mudra, in that you wouldn't give it to someone who's pregnant, because obviously we don't want to encourage downward flow of energy, but if she was in labor, that would be good. So Aparna value, for those of you Vata people who get constipated in the winter, is going to be your best friend. It really, really does work to get you everything moving down and out. So it's a brilliant one for constipation. I used to call it the poo mudra. But it does really work. So Aparna is down and out, and it connects us to earth. So it's the bottom half of the body, it's the legs, the feet, it's all that down, that down movement of energy that's coming out. And then we've got Vyana, which is the next one, which is also, as we go up through the image when you get your manuals, is also related to water and flow and sacral chakra. So we've got the second energy that comes in, and through Vyana it pervades the whole body. So it is this kind of fluidity that moves, the energy moves all around the body. So it's this moving kind of, the energy just moves and it flows, and it's kind of moving all around the body. The next one is Samana Vayu, which is a crisscross movement. It sits in the belly, and it's where we digest. So anywhere where we're moving the body, where it's twisting, is going to activate this Samana Vayu. So if, for example, and especially at this time of year, you've got stuff, or you're a person who hangs on to emotion, like anger, and if you a person who really finds it hard to let go of stuff, then twisting the body is going to be really good to help you digest and Aparna let go of anything that's kind of that's maybe sticking in your field. But if you're a person who tends to hang on to stuff. And the next one is prana. So again, we've got this prana vayu, the movement of sort of life force energy, and prana moves around the heart and the lungs. It's all around the chest area. Its actual natural movement is actually this way. So it kind of moves up and in. So it's like this energy. It comes in and out. So that's your prana movement of energy. It's actually also all of this, everything that we take in through our senses. So everything we can see, everything we can hear, everything we can taste, is all of the energy that comes in. All the good, all the bad, everything comes in through this particular vayu. And then we've got Udana, which again is with Udana is again in these upper energy centers. So it's up again, up and out. So it's how we express ourselves. It's how we speak. It's how we express ourselves through our, our character, through our svasta, how we speak our truth. It's if we were to vomit, that is Udana in full flow, up and out. It's like up and out. It's going out, it's going out, it's going out. So that is Udana. So we've got all of these movements of energy that are happening all the time in our body that's moving. We can't see any of it, but it's all going on. We've just had our dinner. That's going to get, it's got taken in through the mouth. It gets digested in the belly. It's going to pervade energy around the body, around the bloodstream. It's going to become energy, and then it's going to get pooed out the other end. Joy.
I'm talking to myself more or less, but just saying that's really interesting. That when I have been through labyrinthitis, I'm always left with this nausea that lasts for weeks on end. That's really interesting.
So that is in a way that's Udana, isn't it? So upper, it's going to be Udana and Samana. So it sounds like it's undigested, something digested. And grounding. Always.
There's a surprise.
Yeah. Food, grounding, settling. Yeah. So we've got all these different movements of energy that are happening all of the time. And the thing with our yoga as well is obviously we've got all these different parts of the body, and we want to be activating all of them so that we've got a good, we can balance these what are called 5 winds, the 5 vayus, 5 pranas in the body. These 5 movements of energy can be moved through movement, and so we can get everything flowing and everything moving. So and we're going to do that now. So I'm going to take you through sequence, which is the sacred heart sequence, awakening the sacred heart. And what I find with this sequence is it kind of just really opens us up into the vastness of heart energy. And when again, if we're in a place of if we come to know the heart as a big transformer energy, so it will transform everything, the bad, the good, the not, the everything. It will transform it. So if we think about these lower energy centers, the root, our connection to earth, second chakra, our emotions and how we respond to another, solar plexus chakra, are actually associated very much also with the mind, but is about, again, really my sense of identity, who I am. So these lower energy centers are all about how we move on the earth, but they're also kind of about me, and me and me. You know, it's like how, you know, my job, my work, my partner, my, you know, who I am and my ego and all of that, they're them lower centers. And then when we come up into heart, we're in this kind of like this vast neutral kind of place of compassion and love and kindness, but also connection to an, you know, connection in an unconditional place. So it becomes less about me, myself, and I, and more about us and oneness and connection and love. And so that's how this transforms. And so, you know, when we move into this place, then this is a place to bring everything to. It's like to bring everything to the altar of the heart is to heal and to forgive and to let go of and to release. And so this particular sequence, again, we can work a little bit similar actually to eagle. And eagle can be such a beautiful posture to use it in air. It could have gone into both actually, into both elements really. In that we can bring to the Sacred Heart and offer to it that which we want to transmute. So it might be, you know, an old grief, a past hurt. It might be something that we just want to, you know, get clarity on. It might be just that actually this week I just want to live through the quality of love, and that's my intention for this week, this month. I mean, really every day, if we could, you know, that'd be amazing. So this sequence can really help us to really kind of transmute anger, irritability, actually low self-esteem, low self-worth. You know, it just brings it all up to the altar of the heart, and it's just such a beautiful balancing sequence. So within the sequence, we've got the Lotus Mudra, and again with Lotus or Padma Mudra, this mudra in itself is this you know, you see it in many traditions. It's this opening of the flower of the blossom, and in our culture, in the West, the lotus can be seen as if you I know if you've been swimming at Pearl Bridge, the lilies that sit on the water are just perfect our lotus, because they, you know, if you track their roots down, that the roots go down into the muddy depths, and yet they, you know, they open into the light and they close when it's dark. And so again, it gives us this idea that you know, when we open, you know, when we're open and we're in our essence and we're feeling good about who we are, and we're, you know, we're shining our light and we're doing all the stuff, is great. And then the polarity happens and we drop back into the mud and we go into all of our shit and all this crap, and I'm bad and I'm this and I'm lazy and I'm crap at that, and I'm, you know, so but the lotus teaches us that is life. That is it. As soon as we activate light, we activate shadow, and that is really the lotus in its fullness. So we look at, you know, wherever we activate more light, we're gonna bring up a bit of shadow, and that really leads back to, like I was saying about the nervous system, really, that the more embodied we become. I'm laughing because I was talking to that lady the other day, and she'd like literally just come to this work, and she was saying, oh, I'm so embodied, and I'm so embodied in the feminine and all this stuff. And I'm thinking, fucking hell, like literally this year is going to knock you around, because I mean, I feel like I'm only just getting embodied now. And as I'm getting more embodied, all of the shit's coming up to the surface, all the stuff that's got ignored, all the stuff that got hidden underneath the carpet's coming up. It's all coming up. And so, you know, again, it's the path of the wounded healer. That's where we're all at. We are wounded, all of us, and there's always going to be stuff coming up. It'll probably never end. I hope it never does, because it's always great to learn a bit more about who we are. So the lotus kind of reminds us of that, you know, the beauty of the lotus as it comes up to the light, but also beneath that, all the work that goes on underneath that, all the work that you do every single day in your awarenesses, in the work that you do for yourself, in, you know, being brave enough to look at yourself as sometimes fucking broken and still keep sitting and staying with it. That is to me, that is the beauty of the lotus. It's been okay, we've been in the mud when it hurts, when it feels awful and muddy and uncomfortable, and again to sit and stay with it, and then from that place the lotus will come to its fullness, and that is just like magic for me. That is the kind of truth of the lotus. So the lotus flower also symbolizing a pure and open heart. So again, you know, this idea that if we think about heart, and you know, we often will have experienced heart, and I think it is developed the heart chakra in our sort of later teens, when we're probably going to have like our first real love. And often that's when our heart can get broken, or we break a heart. You know, this is that time. And so sometimes our first experiences of what love is painful and it hurts. And for some people, that might be the last time they ever do it, and they never ever venture there again. Never want my heart broken. I'm never ever going to go there again. I'm never going to do that again. And yet there is a part of this where we can learn through that, and then we can expand and move into our next expansion, and then love again and be open to love again. And that can happen on so many different levels, can't it? I mean, with friends, with, you know, work, even, you know, all these things where we can get hurt and we can get despondent, and you know, maybe that didn't work or this didn't work, and oh God, I've put all this work and effort into it and it hasn't, and you know, but then it can, you know, then it can also come full circle and come back to be a new thing and a new love and a new, you know, and all this will come back again. And so we've got this idea of kind of, if we can keep the heart as open as possible, then when we do go into the mush, into the transformative mush of the caterpillar to the butterfly kind of thing, and keep our heart open, it allows us to move through that in the most supported, loving, gentle, caring way that we possibly can. So rather than beating ourselves with the stick, whatever that is for you, we can actually love ourselves back into wholeness, and that's just such a lovely thing. And you know, this is kind of like part of the teaching of the lotus. So from the dark and the sadness, we will bloom again. This is the reminder really of the lotus for me. And then one of the sayings, I think it is, I don't know if I put it on here actually, it's on here. I think it was a Rumi, I know it was on one of the other ones, the Rumi saying that something about, I think it's in Hridaya Mudra, about, you know, kind of breaking down the barriers that we've built against being in love, and being open to love and open to possibility, and you know, this kind of thing. So this sequence really kind of works from that with this mudra and with the sequence together. We've got quite a gorgeous practice. All right, so I'll just show you the lotus mudra. So this is quite a nice thing, and you can use this just on its own, the rising lotus. It's really nice. So when you bring the hands into Anjali, and again just leaving a little bit of space between the hands for a seed to be planted there. So you can take this seed of intention through the whole sequence. And then we do something called rising lotus. And you can just do this as a meditation sequence. So as the lotus rises, it's going to come from the heart. we're going to open up the middle 3 fingers, keeping the thumb and the little finger together, and we open up. And you can take that overhead straight away, or if you wanted to, you can also do 3 breaths where you maybe just come from heart to throat, back to heart, from heart to third eye, back to heart, and then up and over the crown. So you might want to do that way. And that would be also led with the breath. So we'd be breathing in as we open, breathing out as we close, breathing in as we open, and breathing out as we close. And then again, breathe in as we open and breathe out as we close. It's called floating the lotus, I think, something like that. So I don't know if you want to write anything down for that. If you do, you can do that. So floating the lotus, I think it might be. Is it on there? So we can use it as you could use that as the start of any sequence if you wanted, actually. That would work really well for any of the sequences, really. And especially if you are in so like say you're going into winter or new moon, and there's something that you want to plant, a seed of intention, then this is a good place to plant it. So it's like you plant the seed into the heart of the lotus, and then again we're going to bring the lotus up towards the light just to get that blessing of our seed of intention. So that's quite a nice way to use that as well. All right, has everyone got that? Okay, I'm going to just move my camera about a bit just so you can see me all right, and I'll just move this to high moon. Got a little feral beryl in here now. Just make sure. Can you see me all right if I'm here? And I'll put my mic on. If you want, you can actually pin me to your screen, and that might make it a little bit easier for you to see it in its fullness. And then we'll have a little go with it. Okay, has anyone got any questions actually? Please just unmute yourself if you've got any questions, you know. All right, so we're going to start off with this one with the feet are going to be hip width apart. Again, the knees are nice and soft, pelvis is in neutral. We want to create space here. So again, we're going to bring attention to the chest and to the heart open. The crown of the head again is lifted, and you might even start with a little bit of vertical alignment breath. You know, I think we did it in Earth Element. So you might ground in, and again, just bring your hands to prayer. Did we do this in Ibiza actually? I can't remember if we did or not. Yeah, we did. So the hands come to pray. You've got a little bit of space in between. You might invite that people, you know, set an intention, plant a seed of intention. Now, there's a couple of different ways you can do this. So as you rise your lotus, you can either keep the legs as they are, or if you want to, which is more typical for the Drew sequence, you would, as you take the hand, your lotus, and bring it up, you would bend your knees at the same time. So as the knees bend, the lotus rises, and then as you bring the hands back, the legs straighten. Okay, so you're going to breathe in as you rise, and again, if you want to bend the knees, so you're going into like a little chair pose, and then come back. And then again, the third one's going to go higher. Now, you can just take that overhead, so it's up to you how you do that. Again, so here we've got the knees bent, the hands are overhead, and then we're going to come back and bring it back to heart. Okay, does that make sense, everybody? Yeah? All right, now from there, We're then going to step the feet wide and the arms are going to come wide as well. So we're kind of in a bit of a, like a star, you know, like a 5-pointed star. And then from here, the hands are going to come behind. Now, if we can get it, we're going to go praying hands at the back. If we can't get that, then you can hold the wrist, or you could actually bring the fists together with the thumbs here. So what we want to do is, with the hands being behind, what happens is then the shoulders come back and the chest lifts. So it's going to lift up the chest as you take the hands behind. So the hands can be behind anyway, elbows, forearms, wrists, or if you can, you've got the praying hands at the back. Now, in your manual, there's some wrist stretching exercises to do, which you would do before this as a prep. So you're probably going to want to break it down, this sequence, into a full class really, and do some wrist preps, some shoulder, some shoulder opening, and some stretches to really open up this space. You might do like bridge pose, fish pose, which we're going to do tomorrow. So the feet are stepped up wide. We've got our hands behind if that works for you, in any way that works. And then I'm going to turn now. So I'm going to turn my right foot out and my left foot's going to turn in a little bit. And both legs are straight to start with. And I'm now facing over the front leg. I'm going to just pull my trousers up just so you can maybe see. I just took it in my knickers. So we're going to lead with the chest. As you bend the front knee, we're going to bring the chest forwards. The head is then going to tuck down. And then imagine that you've been pulled up through the back of your neck. We're going to create like a spinal wave to straighten up as the leg straightens and lift. Then you're going to come down again. So the chest is lifting, lowering, head drops down a bit lower. And then we're going to come back up again. So again, we're breathing in as you lift, and then we're going to breathe out as you lower. Now, as you come down on the third time, you can either release the hands, bring them to the floor, and take the knee down like in the image, or, which I found a lot easier if people have got problems with knees, or you come down on the third time, lift the arms up and turn the palms out so you're standing, but that front knee is a little bit bent. And this top arm is then going to come over the top like a rainbow, and as the arm comes over, we're going to be opening up and out into the chest. So from here, you've got the heel of that front foot is in line about, so a bit similar to Warrior Two, but the palms are going to be turning out now. And so the front knee is bent a little bit. So from here, we're going to come into this lovely sacred heart. So the elbows are going to soften as you straighten the front leg. You're going to breathe in. And then as you breathe out, we're going to push through the palms and bend the front knee as you breathe out. And again, we're going to do that 3 times. So breathing in and then breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And then the back arm is going to come under. And I like to kind of pick up the wrist. So I'll take that wrist underneath to create like a lotus that comes over to the other side. And then the arms release back behind to do the same thing on the left. So again, the chest is lifted. We've got a breath in. We're going to release forwards and down, just a little way to start with. And then a bit deeper. And then a bit deeper still. And then again, you can either take hands to the floor, come down into that full lunge position, or palms up open. Again, it's just going to lead one bit into the next bit. So the front knee is straightening as the elbows soften with the in-breath, and then bends as you push out. So breath in and breath out, and then this back arm is going to come under. Pick up the wrist if you want to do the lotus. Step the feet in, and then again we've got back to the lotus here, where we can then again bring the lotus down again. So again, you might want to breathe in and breathe out lower, and breathe in, and then finish at the heart. Did you get that? Yeah? Do you want to do it? Should we do it together? All right, we'll do it a couple of times just so you get it embodied. I'll put some music on. Hopefully, can you hear that music all right? Can you hear it? You could put this to, like, oh my God, so many pieces of music can be, what's that McLachlan lady? What's she called? Sarah McLachlan. She does some amazing stuff that you can do this to. All right, so we're going to start off in, again, our mountain pose. This sequence would work really well, again, straight after energy tune up, because you've already, you're finishing back in mountain pose. So we begin again in our mountain. You can bring the hands in prayer at the heart. And then just taking 2 or 3 nice deep breaths in and just dropping down. And if you were to maybe offer something to the altar of your heart, what would it be? So it might be something you're ready to let go of. It might be something that you want to bring in for yourself. But again, just feeling yourself grounded in the field of love. And as you bring your awareness to the space just between your palms, and maybe just planting there a beautiful seed of intention for yourself. And as we move into the rising lotus, we're going to offer that intention to the highest of ourselves. So just taking a few breaths to ground, to feel your feet on this earth. And again, really taking your place on this earth. And as we enter into the realm of the heart, into this sacred essence of love, the love for yourself, and again, really honouring the fact that there is nobody else in the whole of creation like you. And really only you can do you like you do. So as we breathe in, again, just soften through the knees and just let your hands and the lotus just rise to your throat as you begin to really find your voice, your truth. And then as you breathe out, let the hands float down again to the heart. So again, just like the lotus, just making its way through the muddy depths, coming towards the light. And as you bend, again, this time the lotus rises to the third eye, our center of intuition, and back to the heart again. Again, just really making its way slowly to the light. And then this time, we're going to take your lotus above the head. So again, as you breathe in, bending the knees and just pushing your lotus up through the water, through the mud, and up towards the light. And then gently and straightening up, we're just going to let the hands come out to the side. And just imagine again that you just spread that beautiful energy of love, of intention all around yourself. And as you step out, take the hands behind, again, in your version of prayer to the back. Again, any variation of that is good. I'm going to gently turn the feet to your right. Your right foot turns out, left foot turns in a little bit. And again, we've got a softness through that front knee. I'm just going to lift the heart a bit. Just feel that your heart is lifting and the gaze just lifts up towards the corner of your ceiling maybe. Again, just as if you're looking up towards the light. And then as you breathe in, again, just filling the chest space, filling your body with prana. And then as you breathe out, we're going to soften that front knee and just begin to gently flow down. And the head is going to drop in last. And then as if you've been pulled up through the back of your neck with the next in-breath, we're going to just very, very gently uncurl. And then again, as we lower, bowing in, and this is like as if you're bowing in towards yourself, in towards your own heart. And in-breath as we come out, front leg straightens as we uncurl. And the front leg is going to bend as you come down. So releasing all the way down. The head comes down, bowing into yourself. And then releasing the hands. And as you lift up this time, again, just nice and slow, we're going to just turn both palms out in front of us. And as we take the left arm up and over like an arc of light, it's just like as if you're just opening up the door of your heart, like just turning a key to really open up the door of your heart. And as we soften through the elbows, straighten the front leg with an in-breath. And then as you breathe out, just gently push the palms away as you bend into the front knee. Lovely. In-breath again. The palms are pushing out and away. And then again, as you breathe out, extending. So just opening to that field of love. And all that goes with that. And then the back arm, left arm is going to come down in a full circle under. And then if you take the left wrist under the right wrist, and we're just going to very gently float that lotus over the top to turn towards the left side. Again, just adjusting your feet. And then the hands can release and come back and behind yourself again. Again, into praying hands if that works for you, or just holding the hands behind if not. We're going to lift the chest again, lift the gaze, breathing in. And then as you breathe out, leading with the heart. Again, just coming a little way at first. Head drops in. And again, we're just pulled up through the back of the neck on the in-breath. And then gently flowing down on the out-breath. A bit lower this time if that feels good. In-breath as you're coming up. And then out-breath on the last one, just coming a little bit lower as you come down. Let the hands release. And again, we're going to turn both palms to the front. And then the right arm this time is going to come overhead. And so we create that lovely arc of light over the top. Soften through the elbows as you breathe in. Front leg straightens. And then out-breath, push away. Again, just feeling your feet firmly in connection with the earth as you flow with the breath, straightening the leg and then gently softening through the front knee. And the back arm is going to come under, again picking up the wrist, and then stepping back in with the lotus above, and again just taking that breath in as you bring your lotus up towards the light. And then breath out, just bring the lotus down towards the third eye. And again, breathing in as you take the lotus towards the light. You can bend your knees a little bit if you'd like to. And then down towards the throat. And then again, breathing in, take the lotus above the head. And then breathing out as you bring the lotus down to the heart. And again, just take a moment just to feel into that and just feel your body and how your body's responding to that sequence. Again, just notice your breath, notice your feet and that connection to earth, maybe noticing maybe a little bit more spaciousness in the upper body. maybe a settling of your mind, maybe a sense of gratitude in your heart. Okay, good. How's everyone feeling? Any questions? All good? Is everyone feeling all right with that? It's nice, isn't it? So let's do it another couple times, just get it into the muscle memory. Oh, look at the sun coming through Bev's window. That's stunning. All right, good. So again, just bringing the feet into hip width, keeping everything soft. So we're moving energy when we're doing this. So we don't want to be like holding stuff tight if we can help it. So just because it keeps all of the nadis, the energy pathways flowing, and that's what we want to do. So again, if there's something, which is what I quite like to work with this, if there's something that you've been hanging on to, and it might be for years, bring it to the altar. Just take it to the altar. If there's something that you're wanting to call in for yourself, bring it to the altar. This is where magic happens. This is where we move into the realm of real magic as we work with these higher elements. Okay, we haven't done much warm-up actually either, I've just realised. So, you know, just look after your bodies. And yeah, if you need to do a little bit of hip opening and twisting or whatever, just make sure that you're just looking after yourself. All right, so feet hip width apart again. Let's just bring the hands in prayer. And again, just letting yourself settle in. Being aware of your breath. Being aware of your heart. And again, if there's something that you would like to offer up to the altar of your heart for transformation, then this would be a good time. It might be just an invitation for your heart to speak to you. So again, you might want to ask for some advice from your heart. Another nice thing to do with this sequence is the heart inquiries, which I'm not sure if we've done that, but you can just have a moment as you rest here in the first part of the sequence to inquire to your heart. My heart is, my heart feels, my heart says, and that's quite nice to do at the end of the sequence, which we'll do as well. So for the first movement, again with an intention in your heart, in your mind, we're going to begin with the rising lotus to the throat. So breathing in as you bend the knees a little and just bringing that lotus to the throat. Then breathing out as the lotus comes back to the heart. And breathing into the third eye as you soften through the knees. And again, breathe out to the heart. And then breathe in as your lotus rises overhead. And then breathing out, just soften and bring your knees back to soft, but just let the hands come back to prayer at the crown, and then let the hands expand and open above the head. And you might even imagine sparkles of light just surrounding the whole of your body as you do that. And then as the hands come behind, the feet step wide. I'm going to turn over the right leg. So again, just lifting the heart, lifting the gaze, breathing in. And then as you breathe out, bending the front knee a little and just gently easing over that front leg. Just a little way to start with. The head drops down though. And then as you breathe in, it's just as if you've been lifted through the back of the neck. Again, just really open into the heart. And then out breath as you come a little bit deeper. In breath. Again, just nice and slow. And then the last one, just coming a little deeper still. And the hands release. And just let them swing up to shoulder height, both palms face out. And then as you breathe in, we're going to bring the left arm in the arc of light right over the top. And it's just like this opening. It's like as if you're opening the heart space as you do that. And then in breath, as you soften the elbows, straighten the front leg. And then out breath as you push away, bending the front knee. And again, in breath as you straighten and soften. I tend to bring my head to the front as I'm straightening and then looking along the arm as I push out. But again, you can do either with that. So however that feels right for you. And again, push. We do 3 times and then you're going to bring the arm underneath. Again, just picking up through the wrist. And if you want to just dance the lotus over the top, you can do that as you turn to the left. And then again, the hands are going to release and come back behind. Again, just really opening up the heart space and breathing in as you take the gaze to look up to the corner of the room. And then bending into the front knee as you breathe out, leaning down and in. Head drops down. And breathing in as you gently uncurl. And again, breathing out as you come down, just a little lower this time. And breathing in as you uncurl. And then again, breathing out as you come all the way down. And then the arms are going to release at the back and swing to shoulder height, both palms face out. And then the front arm, the right arm, is going to come over the top. And that lovely arc of light right over the top. I'm going to breathe in as you soften the elbows, straightening the front leg. And then breathe out as you push through the palms as the front knee bends. Now again, the palms of the hands are extensions of the heart chakra. So in breath as you soften, and then out breath as you push. And then we're going to bring that back arm under, picking up under the wrist and bring it all the way back. It's bringing the feet into hip width apart. And then again, we're going to just bring the lotus back again. So we're going to bring the lotus down to the third eye, just closing it in. Breathe in again as we come back up to the light. Breathe out as we bring the lotus down to the throat. Again, breathe in as we offer it to the light again. And then breathe out as we float the lotus back to the heart. Again, as we drop into the field of the heart, the altar of the heart, we can again offer a prayer of gratitude or a dedication. Maybe dedicate this to Sue and to Amy and anybody that might be struggling just now. And also maybe we can offer a heart inquiry. My heart is, my heart feels, my heart says. And then just giving everything a nice little shake out. How's everyone doing with that? Do you want to do it again? To embody it a bit more, yeah? You could do, I was just thinking there as well, if you wanted to, because the rose is also really connected to the heart. So you could do that as a rose, you know, a rose visualization as well, if you wanted to, instead of the lotus. All right, so maybe we will dedicate this next one to Sue and to Amy and her transition, that they held in love and can transition into love. So again, just bringing the hands to prayer And just feeling your feet on the earth. And again, just really connecting down and in to your own heart. Again, just connecting into the breath, the present moment. This is really for me where air element really comes into its own, because it really draws us to the present moment, into the here and now. So with our lotus beginning to move in, again, just really feeling into your breath, and allowing the breath, the movements to move on your breath, so that you begin to create a meditation in movement. So with the next in-breath, we're going to bring your lotus to your throat. And the out-breath brings the lotus back to the heart. In-breath to the third eye. Again to the heart. And then the last one, again, we're going to bend the knees, extend the lotus to the light, towards the light outside. It's so nice to do this outside. And then as you close the lotus, just bring the heels of the backs of the hands just towards the crown as you straighten up. And then again, just like a beautiful rainbow of light, just allowing that light to spread from the crown of your head all the way around. And then as you take the hands to the back, step the feet out wide. The feet step out. Again, we're going to start off to the right side. You could start to the left if you wanted to, but right side. And again, just find your balance. Core is a little bit on just to support the balance. So we're going to breathe in, just opening up the heart. And then as you breathe out, again, just bowing into the magic that is love. In breath, as you gently unfold. And then out breath, as you gently release down. And then last time, again, we're going to go 3 times. Going to release the hands again. As we come up, the arms are going to raise up to shoulder height. I'm going to take the left arm, bring it up and over. So again, we're just opening up. Because all of the movements are set in 3s, you could do this to the girl you used to be, the woman you are now, the woman you are yet to become, like we did in the sun sequence. You could do that as well. So breathing in, straightening the front leg, softening through the elbows, and breathing out again through the palms, just sending love out. Again, breathing in as we soften, and again breathing out, just direct our love to hold Sue and her family at the moment. Again, breathing in, and again breathing out. And then the back arm is going to come under, just picking up through the wrist. Again, just taking that beautiful dancing lotus over the top. And then release it down and behind again. So we bring the hands back into prayer at the back. Again, lifting up through the chest, breathing in, and then breathing out as you gently ease in and down. So breathing in, just creating that lovely wave through the spine. Bringing energy to the heart, to the altar of the heart. Any undigested stuff, again, just bring it up to the heart. And then on the last time, I'm going to release all the way down. And the hands can release. Palms are going to face front. And then the top arm, the front arm, sorry, is going to come up and over the top. Again, just creating that arc over the top. Breathing in as you soften. And again, breathing out, just sending ripples of love out through the universe. So just feeling that landing where it's needed right now. And the back arm is going to then come under. I'm going to again pick up the lotus, step back in. And then again, just creating the lotus above the head. Again, just filling it with light, breathing in. And then as you breathe out, just letting the lotus close as you bring the hands to the third eye. And breathing in as the lotus rises again towards the light, just collecting that light and then bringing that light down to the throat. And again, just finding our truth, our words. And again, breathing in as we take the lotus to the light, again, just collecting that light. And then bringing that light down to the heart. Again, just finding that beautiful mountain pose. And just tuning into your breath. Into this moment. And again, maybe just feeling into the altar of your heart and maybe inquire, my heart is, my heart feels, my heart says. Yeah, lovely. And then just having a little shake down. How's that feeling? Has everyone kind of got that embodied? Would you like to go into Zoom rooms to just practice it with each other for to get it a bit more embodied, or how's everyone feeling with it? Or how, just let me know how you've experienced that, if you feel like you've got it.
I'd quite to like sit and journal for a little while.
Yeah,
if
that's
all
great.
right.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
all right, Andrea.
Get some notes down. Yeah, of course. Just get some notes down. Let's just have I'll just give you 10 minutes to just practice it yourself. Get some notes down, and again, if you've got any questions, then we can address that as well if there's anything that you're not sure on. So just go through it, maybe, another time. If you need to embody it, then just practice it again. If you need to write it, then do that. I have got a video of it, I think, on YouTube, so I'll find that and I'll put that in the group. So I think there are some notes in the manual of all the movements. So if I so do you want me to go through them actually, so you can write them down as well? Would that help? Yeah. So we're going to start with your rising lotus and mountain pose. And again, just setting your intention there. And we do that 3 times. And with the rising lotus, you might, you can do so many things with that, but you might do the heart inquiries, and you can do that at the beginning or the end, which is my heart is, my heart feels, and my heart says. You could actually use those as prompts to set an intention to. Like we just did in that last one, you can dedicate this sequence as well. And because we've got 3 moving parts to it, you could do to the girl I used to be, the woman I am now, and the woman I'm yet to become. So you could do it in that way too. Okay, then we did the last lotus we held above, and we brought the heels of the hands down as we closed it down towards the crown of the head, and we kind of sat it on the crown of the head as we straightened up. And then we opened it up, so we kind of took it up and out. Again, this is just a little addition, but you can spread like as if you're spreading light all around, which is quite nice to do. as well, and that kind of transitions the arms, so then it brings the arms behind in prayer as the feet step out wide. So you're facing the front at this point with the feet step wide and the arms are behind in prayer. Then we're going to turn over the right leg. So everything shifts towards the right. The back foot turns in a bit. We square up over that front leg. And at that point, I tend to sort of give the cue to kind of lift the chest and take the gaze up. So again, when we take the gaze up, it lifts energy up. So if we're feeling depressed, low, then to take the gaze up kind of really uplifts our energy. Again, if we think about the vayus, prana is that, you know, we're bringing energy in. But as we look up, it lifts our energy up. If we are overstimulated and over-vata deranged, then we might want the gaze to be more down towards the ground. So again, the gaze is very important because up is going to give us more energy, down is going to ground our energy. So that can really have a big effect. So we lead with, the cue really is, if you kind of lead with the sternum. So the head is lifted, the sternum comes forward, and we kind of do this kind of movement. So we kind of come down and then we flow up. So if my hand was your body, it's kind of going like that sort of thing. Not quite like that, but the head goes down last, but it also comes up last. So it goes down and then it comes up. So we've got this lovely, and it's like a spinal wave, is the movement. You might want to give a bit of a cue towards core because you're in a position that can get off balance. So you might want to give a little cue towards the core a little bit, just to give you that balance. So we're going to do that 3 times, and each time you're going a bit lower. So we go a little halfway, then a bit halfway more, and then if you and you might in charity pose, or I can't remember what it's called, forget the name of it, but the head to knee anyway, you might get the head right down and that's okay, but you're keeping it flowing. If you want to hold it for a bit, you can do that too if you wanted to. And then from there, the head is down, the arms are behind. We're going to release the hands and we're going to swing them up to shoulder height. So they're both palms face out, like they're pushing out from the front. And then you're going to take the, it'll be the left arm if you're on the right side and the right arm if you're on left. But that's going to come up and over, and it's going to end up so that you open. The chest is open and the arms are out shoulder height with the palms are facing out, but the palms, the hand is pushing out, not flat like in warrior. So it's a bit, warrior it's flat, it's like this. Yeah, that's it, Chrissy. And soft, again, this is heart energy, so it's air energy. So we've got this softness. We're breathing in, the elbow soften, we're breathing out, we push in. Breathing in and breathing out. So the arms are flowing really nice with that one. Have you all got that? And then so we're going to end up here. The back arm then is going to come under, so it kind of comes underneath. And what I like to do is I kind of use the wrist and I'm going to pick it up under, and then I kind of like turn the lotus over the top. You could just bring the lotus over, but I quite like to do this little turny thing. I don't know why. It's from something, I can't remember where I learned that. And then the hands can release and then again come down at the back, so that you're then now squared over the left leg. The arms can float down behind. Again, you'll just have to play with that and how your arms transition, but you want a nice flowing transition through the arms as they come down and behind. And then again, you're going to do 3 again to the left. Same thing again. And then we're going to swing the arms back out, so both palms are facing front. And then if you're on the left side, it's the right arm's going to come up and open. Again, it's like this unlocking. It's kind of like unlocking and opening up. When you do the movement, you can kind of feel it. It kind of really opens up heart energy. And then again, you've got the three, they're like a warrior two, like a soft warrior two, really, soft warrior S2, really. But as you bend the elbows, the front knee is going to straighten up. And then as you push out, the front knee bends. So you go into the warrior. So you're breathing in, the knee straightens. And then as you breathe out, but we're not going to lock the knees. They just want to be soft. And then again, you're going to bring the back arm under the right arm. It's going to pick up under the left arm. We're going to bring them up and overhead. And again, you might do that little dancing lotus up and over to end up in that open lotus here. And then you're going to bring the lotus down again, just to third eye. So if you were going to do the knee bend again, you might bend the knee as the arms come overhead and then straighten as you bring the hands back to third eye. Breathe in, bend as you extend up, and then breathe out down to throat. Again, breathe in. And what I quite like this idea of like collecting light and just drawing it down through the chakras. The other thing you could do here as well, if you wanted not to do the floating lotus, you could just turn the palms up to light. And imagine the hands filled with light, and then just guide the light down over the crown chakra, down through third eye, down through the throat, the heart, solar plexus, Swadhisthana, down through the earth, and then turn the palms to earth. So you could do that to complete that sequence as well. But we want to finish somewhere around the heart. So eventually you want to bring the hands back to Anjali Mudra at the heart. If you wanted to, you could start and finish that sequence with vertical alignment breath. That'll make it even more powerful. So you do the breath from earth to heart, heart to sky, sky to heart, heart to earth. So if you do that, it's going to clear the central channel of energy before you even open up here. So that can be really nice as well. Especially if you're wanting to move stuff on, you know, if you're working with that transformative force of heart energy, then you might want to do that vertical alignment breath. We'll actually do it in the morning, and I'll add that in. So we'll do it all again in the morning. What I realised, I just said, but we'll do it again tomorrow. But we'll do this as a full class tomorrow. But is that you would add in some wrist stretches and, you know, shoulder stretches. We'll do it again in the morning. We'll do the energy tune up again. Energy tune up, you see, as well as working on the energy centers, it works on all the chakras, it works on moving energy. It's also like a full body warm up as well, because it just warms everything up. So that can be used before, which is why I think the energy tune up is such an amazing practice, because it'll warm up the body for everything, and it also tunes up energy. So it will also move old energy on. So it's a great one to work with, you know, with everything really, every time. All right, how's everyone doing? Do you want a little relaxation? Yeah. So in this manual, you've got something called the Seasons Breath. And this is lovely, and it's inspired by, I believe, I can't remember her name now, Kate, forget her name. Anyway, she did a book called Second Spring, I think, or Second Spring, I think it's called. And it's out of that, and it's really nice. So let's finish with that. Has anybody got any questions, actually, Jules? Oh, no, okay. Has anyone got any questions at all? Anything, need any clarity on that? No, you're all good. We'll do it again tomorrow anyway, so that's fine. B, you all right? Yeah, you kind of got it. You're tired. Yeah, let's lay down. So let's get yourselves comfy, and I'll take you through this this practice. Tomorrow we'll do that all again, and we'll also do Brahmari and the tapping and some of the postures, and a little bit on chakras tomorrow as well. So this is in your book, and I'm not quite sure what page it is. Let me have a look what page it's on. Where's my book gone? Don't I see it? Chrissy said yesterday about the floaty writing. She finds it hard to read, but I like it. It's so cute.
It's page 88.
It's not very practical, but I do like it. It's so pretty. Page 90. Oh, page 88, is it? Yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you. Yeah, so you have to try and squint your eyes on the fluffy writing because it's so, so pretty. It's very divine feminine. I'm afraid. I do believe actually somebody else said that, and I think I did try and change it, and then I was like, nah, I don't like it. I like pretty. All right, good. So just bringing yourself into a nice, comfortable position. Getting yourself nice and cozied in. Just tuning into your breath. Oh, look at your cat base. Gorgeous, isn't he? Bloody hell, he's lush. God, he's absolutely gorgeous. Hi, Moon. Oh, Moon must have heard me talking about someone else. She's come now. Hello, darling. So yeah, just getting yourself comfy. If you've got a little bit of an eye pillow or sort of covering for your eyes, and again, just tuning into your breath and just letting your body soften. And again, as we tune into the breath, just allowing yourselves to drop into the present moment as much as you can. Because we've learned quite a bit of stuff already today, but just let yourself drop into the present. Again, there's just nowhere that you need to be. There's nothing that you need to do. So just allowing yourselves to be here with the breath. And as you move into the breath awareness, and maybe just move into this heart coherence breath, which is a in count of 4 and then out for 4. So just in for 4 and out for 4. And if you feel like you want to increase that count, you can do that too. If you want to go in for 6, out for 6, or just start to find this place of coherence. Actually, the number 5 is the number of the heart. So maybe an in breath for 5 and an out breath for 5. As we move into the breath of the seasons, we're going to just feel into the breath as the season of winter, the season of spring, the season of summer, and the season of autumn. So So as we feel into the flow of the breath and this uniqueness of the breath, we just notice now how the breath might hold each cycle. So as we do that, then we can feel that maybe the first part of the in-breath becomes the dawn of spring. The peak of the in-breath becomes the fullness of summer. And the release of the out-breath becomes the release into autumn. And then the quiet, empty breath, the stillness of winter. So we're going to just practice that a few times as we come into this awareness. The first breath, the first part of the breath being the dawn of spring. Maybe a flower blooming in the spring dawn. The peak of the in-breath, coming into the fullness of summer. As you feel the warmth of the sun on your face. And start of the out-breath becomes the releasing into autumn. The passing winds, and letting go. And the stillness of the empty breath, the quiet winter breath, the calm of stillness. And just with your own awareness, just feeling into the dawn of spring with the in-breath, the fullness of summer, the release into autumn, and the stillness of winter. Just following that flow for a few breaths. And then if you were to just tune into an inner smile, take a moment to imagine that something really good is coming your way. A pleasing sense of anticipation. And notice how it feels in your body, like a warm inner smile. We're now going to move into a kind touch and reassurance through the body, Yoga Nidra. So as you take your attention now to the body, we're going to take a journey, visiting places in our body, and imagining that we were touched by a kind, reassuring touch. Beginning with a kind touch to the forehead, stroking the jaw, the cheeks, and around the eyes. A gentle touch to the face, a kind, reassuring touch for the right arm from the shoulder to each fingertip. Kind, reassuring touch for the left arm from the shoulder to each fingertip. A gentle touch across the collarbones, the heart, across the navel, to the centre of the pubic bone. A kind, reassuring touch for the right leg from the hip to the tips of the toes, and the left leg from the hips to the toes. Kind, reassuring touch filling the pelvic bowl. And a kind and reassuring touch along the whole length of the spine, from the top to the base, the back of the waist, behind the heart, the top of the back, and across the shoulders. And the gentlest of touch to each temple, each eye, the cheeks, the nose, and both sides of the jaw. The whole body is touched by a kind, reassuring touch. So on the in-breath, feel kindness expand to fill the whole body. And on the out-breath, it draws back into the pelvic bowl. Breathing in to expand kindness. And breathing out intensifies kindness into the heart cave, as if gathering the energy of kindness there. The in-breath may be expanding kindness beyond your body, and each out-breath building into the heart. Feeling the expansion and kindness centered in the heart. Then imagine that you could journey down inside your heart cave, where you can rest in a safe, comfortable nest, with just the right kind of softness, just the right cushions and blankets for you to rest perfectly. Notice how the gleaming, resilient structure of the heart cave encircles you and holds you safe, free from worries and cares. You are protected here. Take time to admire this beautiful home, celebrating the resilience of a life lived and survived. Finding in this safe place to rest, you can curl up and feel the protection of this inner cave. Deep inside this sacred cave, you find a golden seed buried in the layers of the sweetest aromatic wrappings, painted with intricate designs and symbols. This golden seed seems to pulsate with potency, yet is covered with a hard shell. The shell is intricate and beautiful and burnished, as if it has been polished and treasured over many years. You press the golden seed to your heart, and in doing so, it seems to vibrate and warm in your hands. It offers you a promise of a different way of being. Knowing that you must take great care of this precious seed, you find the perfect place to plant it. Deep, deep down back into the layers of aromatic wrappings, each layered with blessings and gifts and resources to nourish her. Seeing her settling safe back down, resting in her beautiful shell until the season for growth comes. Notice your breath once more. How each breath holds the seasonal cycle. Each cycle different and yet the same. The start of the in-breath, the dawn of spring. Coming into the fullness of summer, and then releasing into the autumn and down into the quiet of winter. Notice how the seasons roll effortlessly through you. The inevitability of it all. The way your belly rises with the in-breath, always followed by the release and emptying on the out-breath. Taking the moment to imagine that something really good is coming your way. An openness to receive goodness. Notice how it feels in your body, like a beautiful inner smile. Just beginning to bring your awareness to your breath. And then just gently deepen your breath and maybe just intuitively bring a little bit of movement back when it feels good. And gently stretching, rocking, just whatever feels nice for your body, that feels supportive and loving and kind. And then you might like to just roll off onto one side. And then slowly and gently bringing yourselves back to when you're ready. And again, you might want to just keep your eyes closed for a little bit, maybe bringing the palms together and just giving them a little rub. And just gently cupping the palms over your eyes, just letting your eyes rest into the warmth of your hand. And then just bringing your hands to your heart for a moment. And again, you might want to cup the palms over your heart or hands in prayer, whatever feels good for you. Again, just taking a moment to really cherish yourself and cherish your beautiful heart. And I'll just close today with the reading from The Feral Secrets of the Deep Feminine by Maya Luna, one of my favourite books. And it's called The Art of Being You. Abandon your efforts. There is nothing to become. Uncoil your resistance. There is nothing to hide. Let the tight bud inside your heart unfurl its petals of longing. Rest back into the quiet place. You are always right here. So allowing a beautiful inner smile to rise from your heart to your face, to your beautiful eyes, back into our circle. And I'm wishing you all a beautiful evening, a gorgeous, gorgeous, restful time. And I shall be seeing you in the morning at 10. Is that okay for everybody? Yeah, you all right? Did you like that?
A cat would not let me.
I saw him. He's bloody gorgeous, that cat. My God, I want one.
I know he was just being so nosy about it today. He was all over me.
Bless him. Mine do that actually. Whenever I lay down, my Buddha does, the boy, he always does. He's like straight on it, like, yeah, what's she doing?
Yeah,
Laying down, that must mean she's on my level. She's going to stroke me.
exactly.
Oh, has anyone got any questions? Are you all right? Get your fires lit and your candles on. Get snuggled up. That's what I'm going to do.
Are the clocks changing tonight?
Oh, shit. Yeah, they do.
So just thinking time-wise, because I'm
Good job you reminded me, Joy. Yes, they do change tonight. Yeah, Michael told me that actually as well.
I'm
Yeah.
still on Greek time, so okay.
Yeah, so they go back an hour. Get an extra hour in bed, girls.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay. Just a reminder.
Anyway, of you all anyway. But yeah, thanks, Joy, for that. Yeah, completely
Okay.
forgot. So
Thank you.
have a beautiful evening, girls, and I will see you all in the morning. We're gonna be doing a little bit on the chakras. I want to do we're going to do that sequence again, because I want to just make sure we've all embodied it. If you want to just practice it a little bit now, you can do that as well, just to get it like proper in your muscle memory, but we will go over it again tomorrow, so don't worry.
Okay.
All right, have a beautiful evening. Love you. See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Night night.